here's one of the most intriguing molecules related to aging that you probably have never heard about. Are you ready? Spermidine. Now you may not recognize that name right away, but you are going to by the end of this video. Because it turns out, spermin has some pretty extraordinary anti-aging powers. Now, what is spermin? Well, spermin is a natural substance known as a polyamine that is found in all living cells. And the key thing to know about spermin is that it stimulates autophagy. What's autophagy? Well, think of your body as a bustling city. Every day, there's construction. Things are being built. Things are being broken. And every day, trash piles up in the streets. If it's not cleared away, the city grinds to a halt. So the city hires a sanitation crew to come in every night and clean up the streets so everything can run smoothly again. Well, autophagy is your body's version of that sanitation crew. It cleans out the old, the worn out, the dysfunctional, so that your cells can run smoothly. In fact, autophagy literally means self-cleaning, doesn't it? Auto from Greek, meaning self, and phagy from Greek, again, meaning eat or to eat. So autophagia is your body's way of eating up and recycling the trash within your cells. It turns out that this molecular cleaner, spermidine, naturally declines in our bodies as we get older, which makes sense, right? I mean, if your sanitation crew is made up of cells, those cells can't work forever. They wear out. And when they wear out, things start to pile up in the streets, in the cell rather. And the streets and the cells get clogged up, and when that happens, you see an increase in disease and dysfunction. But here's where things get really interesting. It turns out that stimulating autophagy can actually improve lifespan in organisms as diverse as yeast, worms, flies, and mice. In fact, studies have shown that inducing autophagy can extend lifespan by up to 50% in some species. Now, why would that be? Well, imagine if your sanitation crew worked twice as efficiently, if you had double the number of sanitation workers, or they were just better at their jobs. Your city would be a lot cleaner, right? There would be less decay, less litter, fewer mountains of garbage everywhere. Your quality of life would go up. You'd feel healthier, more energetic, more vibrant. And that's exactly what happens when you boost autophagy. Your cells get healthier and more resilient. And that means you can live longer and feel better while you're living longer. But it gets even better. A couple years ago, researchers decided to conduct a large nutritional study of over 1,000 people to test whether higher autophagy was associated with lower mortality rates. And it turns out that the answer is yes. People who ate foods that promoted autophagy had a substantially lower risk of dying from any cause. In fact, these people experienced a 35% reduction in total mortality. That is huge. Just to put that into perspective, the next biggest risk factor for longevity after smoking is high cholesterol, which provides only a 21% increase in mortality. So, a 35% reduction in mortality from autophagy is even bigger than the top risk factors for longevity. Clearly, boosting autophagy is something we should all be doing. But it gets even better because researchers have also linked high dietary spermidine intake with reduced risk of developing cancer and cardiovascular disease. In fact, a study published in the Journal of Nutrition showed that spermidine supplementation increased growth hormone levels by 200%, IGF-1 levels by 147%, and decreased pro-aging proteins like triglycerides by 20%. Now you're probably wondering, where do we get Well, as it turns out, spermidine is present in many common foods, especially wheat germ, which is highest in spermidine per kilogram than any other food. Other good sources include aged cheese, soy products, mushrooms, whole grains, and broccoli and cauliflower. But you don't necessarily need to eat these foods to reap the benefits of spermidine. Researchers have found that certain types of bacteria in your gut may be able to produce spermidine, too. This is thought to be one reason why some people experience the benefits of spermidine without eating a lot of spermidine-rich foods. These lucky folks likely have friendly microbes that make extra spermidine for them. Now, if you want to take spermidine as a supplement, it's worth knowing that clinical trials have shown good safety profiles. One trial even gave people doses as high as 24 milligrams per kilogram of body weight for up to 6 months, with no serious side effects reported. However, it's still important to note that the research on the safety of spermidine supplementation is still limited. Most studies have only looked at short-term effects, usually less than a year. And more research is needed to determine the long-term safety of taking spermidine supplements. It's also worth noting that high doses of spermidine may interfere with the absorption of other nutrients, such as iron and zinc. So it's important to take care when supplementing and always consult with a healthcare professional before adding any new supplement to your routine. Despite the lack of long-term safety data, scientists are pretty confident that spermidine is generally safe for human consumption. After all, spermidine is a natural substance that is already present in many common foods. Plus, as we've already talked about, clinical trials have shown that short-term use of spermidine supplements is well tolerated by the body. Of course, it's always smart to talk to your doctor before starting any new supplement. But based on the available evidence, it seems like spermidine is a pretty safe option to consider. But here's where things get even crazier. It turns out that spermidine may help promote cognitive function, protect against cardiovascular disease, improve immune resilience, and even mimic the anti-aging effects of caloric restriction. In fact, one study conducted at the University of New England in Australia found that dietary spermidine supplementation led to significant increases in protein turnover rates in both young and old mice. This suggests that spermidine may help clear damaged or dysfunctional proteins from the body, which could potentially reduce the risk of neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's and Parkinson's. It also turns out that spermidine might help promote cognitive function in a few different ways. For example, spermidine has been shown to inhibit the activity of an enzyme called monoamine oxidase, which helps break down neurotransmitters like serotonin and dopamine. By inhibiting this enzyme, spermidine may help increase levels of these important neurotransmitters, leading to improved mood, focus, and cognitive function. Spermidine may also play a role in maintaining healthy levels of another important neurotransmitter called acetylcholine, which is involved in memory and learning. In fact, one study published in the journal Molecular Psychiatry found that mice fed a high-fat diet supplemented with spermidine showed improved performance on memory tasks compared to mice on a standard high-fat diet. And this effect was mediated by increased levels of acetylcholine in the brain. So not only does spermidine promote autophagy, it also promotes cognitive function. And it's not just about increasing the amount of spermidine in the brain. Spermidine has also been shown to protect neurons from damage caused by oxidative stress and inflammation, two of the major causes of neurodegeneration. In fact, one study conducted at the University of Texas Health Science Center at Houston found that spermidine protected neurons from damage caused by beta amyloid, the protein responsible for the formation of plaques in Alzheimer's disease. Spermidine also protected neurons from damage caused by inflammation, which is often associated with a variety of neurodegenerative diseases. And this isn't just true for the brain. Spermidine has also been shown to protect other types of cells from damage caused by oxidative stress and inflammation. For example, spermidine has been shown to protect heart cells from damage caused by a lack of oxygen, which can occur during a heart attack. It also protects endothelial cells, which line the inside of blood vessels, from damage caused by inflammation, which can lead to cardiovascular disease. But that's still not all. It turns out that spermidine may also play a role in regulating gene expression, which is the process by which information in DNA is used to create proteins. In fact, one study conducted at the University of California, San Francisco, found that spermidine inhibited the activity of a protein called histone distyles, which is involved in gene silencing. by inhibiting histone distilspermidine may help keep certain genes turned on, which could potentially have a variety of beneficial effects on the body. Researchers are still working to fully understand the mechanisms by which spermidine exerts its effects on the body. However, it is clear that spermidine is a powerful molecule that plays an important role in a variety of essential cellular processes. And it turns out that spermidine may also help promote healthy aging. In fact, one study conducted at the University of Washington found that dietary spermidine supplementation increased the lifespan of male mice by 25%. And another study conducted at the University of Texas Health Science Center at Houston found that spermidine supplementation reduced the severity of age-related cognitive decline in mice. Scientists are still trying to figure out exactly how spermidine promotes healthy aging. But it's thought that one of the key mechanisms is through spermidine's ability to stimulate autophagy, which is a process by which cells break down and recycle old or damaged proteins and other cellular components. As we mentioned earlier, autophagy is essential for maintaining cellular health and preventing the buildup of harmful substances in the body. And it turns out that autophagy declines with age, which may contribute to the development of age-related diseases. By stimulating autophagy, spermidine may help counteract this decline and promote healthy aging. Another potential mechanism by which spermidine promotes healthy aging is through its ability to regulate gene expression. As we mentioned earlier, spermidine may help keep certain genes turned on, which could potentially lead to the production of proteins that promote healthy aging. For example, one study conducted at the University of California, Los Angeles, found that spermidine increased the expression of a gene called clotho, which is known to play a role in regulating aging. So it looks like spermidine is a remarkable molecule that plays a crucial role in promoting overall health and longevity, from improving cognitive function to protecting against cardiovascular disease, reducing the risk of age-related diseases to even possibly delaying the aging process itself. The potential benefits of spermidine are vast, while more research is needed to fully understand the mechanisms by which spermidine exerts its effects. It is clear that this small molecule has the potential to revolutionize the way we approach health and longevity. Whether you're looking to boost your cognitive function, improve your cardiovascular health, or simply extend your lifespan, it may be time to pay attention to spermidine and what you can do to increase it. And of course, always talk to your doctor before starting any new supplements. Now, we have barely scratched the surface of this incredible molecule. And if you want to dive deeper into the science behind spermidine, check out the references and additional resources provided. And please let us know in the comments below which food you are going to try first to help spark the cellular cleanup process.